to Accra. Alexander Isaac, there is a latest on Abrantiano. Ebi mo de betu dwase as Abrantiano Newcastle for catcher and say enya de ombe jano ama movie ahead this particular summer. Na news ne buy no timu say the biggest transfer journalist Fabrizio and David Austin obi enu a obe confirm and obi deny sa particular report no. But then the banner chess Abrantiano obe movie to Liverpool. Newcastle train said there will be a bid enyasem keto akran. You be rasan sem ni mo afi so no. You be din komo de afa Chelsea so the dynamics be koso any ade it appears that Donnarumma bye bye oni PSG omuntemu no atumi ate enyasem keto akra. Say PSG for no omasane ni replacement Lille Metropole and omatwene de number omasane another defender say PSG there me no ka say they are done with a transfers ni ade say bibia so no be dey be koye shenu say show no live Facebook show no live o Facebook live Facebook. Yes, MYBET.AFRICA. Ti MYBET no what ntemu na the Africa na tumi aden aba na bibia so no atumi aden akoye sa so na ukokopie mu so Facebook wa biem gina wa na bo street is watching obehu show no say live no sa so na ukokopie mu YouTuber MYBET.AFRICA TV YouTube and online here MYBET online radio no me no ka say ukopie mu MYBET shops ni nyina na enya asem keto ya da so say pusi enya asem keto akra nti de etie no bomodin na one ye enhwimbom na bibia so ye de enkoyi ukokopie mu enso TikToker sports.arena.news saso na baby edi dwa no sports arena telegram account na sports arena join your na fi bibia so na de intimi enkoye yenji MYBET education for be 1 minute bi na fi yen start show no ahase me din the list to Benedict ahase obetenenka Benedict bibia ya kama de
ya list to bibia ya kama
yen hwe MYBET education kakra.
Okay, see I share MYBET education dia enim say pe baby atwa bet MYBET.AFRICA. Ene Friday ya na leaks na asha asia no nti ene so pe baby atwa bet metu fu se call MYBET.AFRICA na nso ko twa bet wo. Eho na otwa bet asem bia mba ho. Utwa bet nso na wudi a no afa osika boko. Mo send you message SMS ma oba phone so ma hu se bet na otwa no wetimi die. Du baby ultimi kan bet ni bo man tu hu die wedi ni die wundi e. Nti ene with SMS ne boa ma notify so wedi bet we na brana beji scout nti join MYBET.AFRICA na na won so be kan busua no ko www.mybet.africa top right corner obe hu icon be aseko ni green miaso obe hu login and register umia register ne so 3 simple steps now they register now so aba be kan MYBET busua. The first step phone number the audio mobile money transactions nti ene se uwi ni scout MYBET na wetimi yi ni boko nso aye den about phone. So the next one username ubo username ne hye ho a eno username unique name udin bia pese o use de hye ho ubo na bi omoma o we say obi use de da eno one say the number ba ko mienu be count na mana different compared to other ones na platform. So the next one password ubo hu password any confirm password ubo password ni we anu confirm no hu say bibia da din say na we mfill password no me register ne so ubo so mbe send verification code now so their verify account to verify account na onso ba be kan MYBET busua no ho na afi de onso etimi atwa bet on platform kai set MYBET for my aka bonus of 1,500 up to 1,500%. Nti ene wo hihye bet na emu yedu ema na osika ne mu nso yedududu omosa ema cashback partial cash out any also we are friends and full cash out with these options no bet ne cost no utimi use sika ne bi no etimi so aye den ejebi wo ma akopem na wie so pese oja akopem na wie ya utimi yini na afede won so ho ato bet hye na bi wo ha na ye den bi wa wunya time abedu fie no na bi a ade crash an wunya time nhye bet anu ntina my bet for introduce we bet feet aba with bet feet omo ma pe expect omo hye bet ne go ade abaya ne se obekọ ot ahen apese utwa no o de ot no o fa sa ot na so de kakra tight utimi edit bet utimi bi film utimi mpo dane ne senia opa bia na so why den etwa the season we dey any my bet na ebo ahwim and make sure say kwan bia so no ye betimi afase game mu edu MYBET.AFRICA
right MYBET.AFRICA aha nti bomode ana oni ye nhwimbom na oni ye hwibom a bibia so no ebe den ebe koyi nti ye hyensem na se dia ene mi no kasa die yo eye news ahodo a eye den etwagu news ahodo a eye den etwagu a enye asem keto akra na me no kasa eye one player uko Chelsea a player baako a ne ho ababeto eye abonten metima ka say opportunity signing eye Branty aye fe no Gianluigi Donnarumma obeka ya Chelsea from last season ba nyina all the media house journalists near they are bia ekasa about Chelsea team now o say Chelsea ehia a goalkeeper yes solid a goalkeeper onim go da a goalkeeper to say ne just say oh yeah top class top level Peter Cech a boss Brad Chelsea started so win no na omo wo Peter Cech then they replace Peter Cech with Thibaut Courtois since Thibaut Courtois come Chelsea to me replace Thibaut Courtois until ama Chelsea winning the Premier League title no abeye very difficult. I think opportunity aba ese Branty your friend Gianluigi Donnarumma oye a player utimu se enye easy o join a PSG efi AC Milan 2015 and o free ho join a Paris Saint-Germain no oya koda wiswa kra ene or 26 years na wo hwe me career ewo PSG a ultimu se from 2021 and or joining PSG that is 2015-2016 or making a debut at the AC Milan or the AC Milan 6 good years and or na been say on extending the contract obi fi AC Milan o fi AC Milan and or joining PSG na PSG me no ka say wadam for 4 good years sa 4 years no yen hwe the numbers kakra 2021-2022 24 games 9 clean sheets and no concede 23 goals 2022-2023 or demu 48 games or make clean sheet 14 clean sheet no concede 52 goals then 2023-2024 42 games no demu and no make 15 clean sheets and no concede 38 goals and 2024-2025 40 games and no demu or concede 39 and occupy 11 clean sheets. We win trophies. All trophy beer was a player a winning biano. What to me a winning at the ama a Bobo Quay friend Paris Saint-Germain. Shall say on a first goalkeeper or the more Paris Saint-Germain omoji a year or more first Champions League. Now we club World Cup on one Kodemu Chesenyama Anko ya Chelsea and it to me a share or more and then Yamanko na. O share a year ni pedigree any ni idea or the name de a obi abekasa or a world class a goalkeeper ntinga o hwe teams ni nyina e wo Europe a team a akoyese dodo na e kasa they have goalkeeping a problem And especially this particular summer, Chelsea tries to sign goalkeeper a friend no Magna from AC Milan. So now clear say Chelsea is in the market looking for a goalkeeper. And as sika no mo person mo de to Magna no. AC Milan for anyan to mo ampene. There was an agreement between the player and Chelsea. The player made it clear to Boboko friend AC Milan said he want to move on. He want to join Chelsea. At age 29, he only be offer AC Milan bim. Wababe buo mama Scudetto no. At the time AC Milan won in the lowest. We tumi ababe buo mama sa trophy no. Iti komum jan kwana kon join Chelsea. AC Milan for the price to war. Chelsea didn't buy and I didn't pay the amount and Chelsea three a fee deal them. Now man for bebre na adwen say Ebianka Abrante aye friend no Petrovic. Wo hwe ne modern boy or board ma Strasbourg last season because of that it's na Chelsea here then though na omunye too sure and omo call man na ho as AC Milan ye omo star no mo twe omo. Aye bi wan say Chelsea as a ton Abrante friend Petrovic the nama and I say omo call club world cup omo ja Abrante Petrovic na atena fie no omo dependence my penders omo akoda wiso bi no mo ko sign fi Genk they believe that in the long term maybe 2-3 years to come na Abrante no and e betumi ababeda Chelsea post ni de amomo. For now they believe say he is not ready, though omo tepini say ono Thibaut Courtois, he's in the frame of Thibaut Courtois and ono kra de the advantage in say he can play with the foot. Young pass the ball from the back. He is very good, unlike Thibaut Courtois or a shot stopper. But when or a shot stopper at the same time can play from the back. It's not Canadian out of the equation. Obiase Sanchez and Shadan Ye Jugges and Shadan Ye Biasa. Tina Chelsea supporters and do not believe that there will be some changes in our goalkeeping department. Menuka say I got 3 days I'm here started Premier League. You know. An opportunity abase Gianluigi Donnarumma ene one PH in terminal ati ene on behwe se on be de on beton no eti dodo na ahwe se na Chelsea dey na Chelsea train Chelsea what are they waiting for? Attack this transfer 26 years the 40 million euros square he will get this player. So what then at Chelsea air train Ababe to just say Chelsea is not interested in Donnarumma and they are okay with a young goalkeeping department and this is the plan. They are saying it's a Petrovic time na Chelsea air club World Cup no they wanted to take him along so that okwa na kono so justify no say opese oye den obetuma number 1 ono ne entourage nsem omo kan ne say they want to be the number 1. He want to be number 1. Na Chelsea ka say there be we cannot assure you say oye number 1. On realizing who say no and you can if you cannot assure me then I will go somewhere omeden ombetuma den amame yes first team play no and no ton Abrante friend Petrovic the number bomb of 25 million pounds, which is a good business, good money, because he is a player motor need free MLS name with peanuts. And then they 25 million. Good brilliant addition. Chelsea supporters don't wanna believe this Abrante way better than Robert Sanchez, because in terms of shot stopping, he was good even before Chelsea Jano Kamanako. And another na kai in the foot and oko Strasbourg no. Not in the foot no. What means an improvement, long balls, short passes near there. Now it was okay. Brilliant. He was one of the best shot stoppers. Good passes of the ball from the back. Goalkeeper. But Chelsea are moving on. So people still realize okay, then there is an opportunity for Chelsea to still enter the market. Now man for crowd say Chelsea will go back to Magna to go and sign him. And a Chelsea call Club World Cup no. Chelsea call Club World Cup no. Goalkeeper Chelsea best replacing no. And Omajadin so on the best goalkeeper ever Club World Cup on 32 teams and a choir. Thibaut Courtois was there. Donnarumma was there. You can name them. Edison was there. All the best goalkeepers. Even from South America. Bayern. Robert Sanchez na Chelsea person replacing no. Chelsea supporters enyanji die woni mo no. Obia can say either Chelsea Belgian league na on league no. Omo write Chelsea off no. Omo believe say Robert Sanchez na ma Chelsea into me and the Enkonkoje league no. He was the best goalkeeper. Pendes call tournament no. Where nya biana. Even in the group stage where nya biana. So what was the plan? What was the idea? Me no ka say Chelsea ama my Pendes join Strasbourg. So uncle to one development na so. And a Chelsea eja Philip Jorgensen say only Robert Sanchez enye den. Omo enye first choice and second choice. They should battle it out number 1 sport no. And it appears that Chelsea will stick with Robert Sanchez. Whatever omuhua yenyen hu no up to them. But one thing can be what can be assured say Robert Sanchez was the best goalkeeper Club World Cup a competitioner. Now a branch friend Donnarumma eden ewum. Now in that particular game no, the final of the Club World Cup, the tactics and in the system of 2 coaches ni na no. Now it was down to the 2 goalkeepers. Donnarumma and Robert Sanchez, because Chelsea press it. So that PSG so then press it. It is a press who players na a goalkeeper na also to me intelligent. No to be sending long ball and long ball now was sending also to me locate any attacker and any player. On the day Abrati a friend no Donnarumma. He was so bad to the sense and the ratings are onya 6.1. 6.1 as against Robert Sanchez onya 8.5 ratings. Na game no say and numbers net 90 minutes na Donnarumma a boy no. O make only 2 saves. Only 1 save in the box. No high claims. Omeki 32 touches. Na shade accurate passes. Obo 27 passes. And at 23 na accurate 85%. I say no one who be deceive you because short passes na dey easy. Now when they press near the mawa so long and no the most important thing. O share system na omo 2 coaches ni na dem ekokobo no enie long balls meba we so long balls Donnarumma ball 4 long balls ba ko crane we ko ni player ho 4 long balls na obo en ba ko crane wa e ko ni player ho. Now ye hwe Robert Sanchez what he did for Chelsea. Saves enquire 6 saves from inside the box. Say you general box in ya box short I will save it. And they are mostly difficult pa. O make it 5 punches 1 high claims 1 and much of the accurate passes or attempted 32 enough only 15 and an successful 47%. Clearance 2 but shadie long balls because of say you're pressing in intino or ball lot of long balls and long balls no or ball 26 long balls 9 and the corner players were whereas obi ball 4 ba kokura an corner player no we ball 26 9 ekɔ ni players wo and sa 9 na ekɔ ni players wo no ni nyina resulted to chances creation. Inti, if you look at these numbers, oh yeah, Chelsea technical technical department. Now, if you are using data to analyze these two goalkeepers in terms of shot stopping, two no difference behind him. Robert Sanchez is up there with Thibaut Courtois money in terms of saves. The problem ni lackadaisical attitude sometimes or switch it off. In terms be a decision making. Say I was a movie back in term say against Chelsea against Man City. Ele Haaland ajebo. I also movie to any line so no ojina ho as a switch it off at some point. But in terms of playing from the back, saves only problem biya. But sa nyama ke errors nkitinkiti na woni game ni mu no. Eno na akwakoye problem. But it appears after Chelsea dropping on the Jorgensen ebebeda post mu no. Koyi Sakora returning ye no. He was instrumental and it appears or started all picking the form no. Chelsea team ni nyina pick form. Abrante friend Liverpool a performance started rocketing. He was basically Chelsea best defender. Somebody I know yes so soft. Somebody I not just say oh yeah just say oh appears such as the hype now Chelsea penny for the man no it was off. All of a sudden or rise here. Abrante your friend a tossing at the review one answer too slow. I feel all of a sudden this guy was giving a year front foot a year defending going in hard. Any other idea. Then Chaloba return here. Superb. Cucurella. All the defenders. Bibia aye then pick the maumo. And Chelsea make it sure say almost aye then performance upon performance. Done against Everton. It was a game and I was say 1-1. You knew Bibia Robert Sanchez defeat Pano save the last minute ball. Making sure say obey save a Chelsea point. Borema to say the last game against Nottingham Forest. So they believe say there has been a change in mentality. He's a goalkeeper. Well, from the trajectory, it appears that teams are what boning in our team are. Maybe a coach and our team penny be babekase when we are going into the season. Going to challenge for titles, at least 2-3 titles. In this other post, or believe it as or the bright more, and no way to match and bear 2-3 beer, no to go under the radar. Nobody will question him near the idea. Do not believe it, though, oh, you be at Thibaut Courtois. He was Genk. At that time, Genk was challenging for titles. It's about Chelsea. Over Chelsea, no, Chelsea didn't Cologne war, Atletico Madrid. And Atletico Madrid that season even went for a Champions League final. But Robert Sanchez, we are in a trajectory, baby. Fear. I was even say big team. What that you say? When Munyam Kakra, Brighton. Where Jeotimus Levante UD Youth. And Oba Forest Green Rovers. Forest Green no more League 1 was a League 2. And Okodemu Rockdale. Say, and a Brighton. That's a Brighton sign. No money ni kuko so alone obey in a Chelsea either koko. It is clear, sir. Sir, big team who the more every game piano. It is a final no. It appears a fee na adwin na ne ho aye den aba even the final against PSG. Do not believe say Nanka Chelsea win aka be gina no so. But on the day he proved to be the most important player on the field of play. Because those long balls now boy no. Enna eboama Chelsea to me they overcome PSG omo press any the way I know mo ball no. And Chelsea is out of Donnarumma and Donnarumma problem na makano no so nine from the back. There is a reason why only Luis Enrique omuntamu the ankle because Luis Enrique believes I also sacrifice the position of Vitinha. Say also Vitinha drop it too deep to go and receive the ball. And the modern game, no, you don't do that. You pin the position at their half. You don't, and you can say will play or bet control game, no, or back too deep. Say Oba then, Oba bet. I was say goalkeeper need to me then. It closes the gap between or no any defenders, and at the same time the midfielder. And you can say midfielder and it drop it deep. But because of say playing from the back, you know, or what's our problem? I'm a Vitinha. I was all drop it deep all the time, and San will build it up at the back. Into a mom build up on a check. I want half before I get it to a position half. A mom rely a lot on transitions. Oh, a PSG team now. Oh, my one they can see an transition. They try to con you, Brauba when you are normal ball counter break. But this time they want to play. They want to pin a position. Our half and nobody. I will say you need a goalkeeper who can do that job. That is why I'm going for Chavalia. So Brano Meyers Edgemano. It PSG decided here they don't have any problem. Now we may be say, Anka any first now. PSG will do everything in their power to keep Donnarumma. They just want to keep the big boys with team. Look at Mbappe. At the time, I was like, they should have sold Mbappe to Real Madrid. They forced Mbappe to extend the contract. This is how we are seeing another man. Kofa Messi, Ebeka, Kofa Ramos. At the end of the day, it didn't work. I hear you, man. Now, almost a sound on the way, no. Now, it's either you align with the coach or the highway, because coach never proves you don't need big players to win trophies. You need players who are willing to learn, players who are willing to understand the tactics, system now. Players who are willing to what to be sure at some point on Ousmane Dembele a clash here. And now I was Ousmane Dembele edini ego bafem because ofi Dortmund and we call Barca injuries near the arm wow waba back home asumdwe won ofi PSG now obekọ hefa. Where are you going at the top level? Who to me more born at the top level? Obi wan say obekọ Italy teams ni bi anase Saudi and na obekọ ti na also odeni ego here dem abafem. Then or the ego ni bafem and no compromise here. He was pressing, he was doing this, he was doing that. And today, se Ballon d'Or no any doubt say Ousmane Dembele will win ahead of Ballon d'Or. Who would have thought say Ousmane Dembele will win the Ballon d'Or ahead of Kylian Mbappe Lotin? That is what PSG for the air. To one Jan Brandt and the tapia say bu kwa ye friend no Manchester City. Oma pre omo akwa sign goalkeeper. Now it means Newcastle for any Dinechi, Burnley goalkeeper, do or your former player. Burnley Newcastle need Dinechi, I would Dimrika akwa sign no. And the opportunity above for Donnarumma. Opportunity ahead above for Donnarumma. Afina report na say still Papa ye friend no Pep Guardiola say okwa kofa Donnarumma at the naba. We will see how it will go. Obviously, Obadia na say Ederson ne na beko. Ederson ne the other keepers no be free her because Donnarumma to me mama unya Ederson at the same time Donnarumma and Rashford. Trashford so share so betima work. I World Cups way. So there will be a lot of changes because no Oba no believe so Oba be number 1. So who for a big goalkeeper of Donnarumma the number. So I'm tempted to believe that when we are Trashford will also push for a loan somewhere. We also push for a loan somewhere. Send a bay enough playing time because if you don't get enough playing time, me no can say, Ramsdale na one in pray, England, second Sporting. Or no joining Bubuku friend Newcastle. So possible so be returning. that is the Donnarumma bet. Who the bet one amanfo share the comparison between Donnarumma din and den owo. But in terms of numbers no on sheda any strobia san fan che Branty friend Robert Sanchez. So Robert Sanchez the no as a violet no, light violet to say with make a light blue near the but it appears a violet. And Donnarumma the and pink no. Could clearly see say in terms of the numbers everything he's doing this in the Premier League. What I say, he's doing this in the Premier League, the most difficult league in the world. Look at the numbers. It is clear that Branty friend Robert Sanchez was so with another one also will be to me so they are two. The ama omoha any inti green no Robert Sanchez na anti any kese na isa emra inti enna wo no blue ni na Donnarumma anti osha saves about saves Robert Sanchez was soro anti say now yes about saves area 1 say ball ni nam wiem ye nche no Premier League no say ball ni nam wiem no wantumi anche na asamaba obiti Donnarumma bibre ubetima ka say bia na leg 1 ball ni mfa wiem bibre sa but eno no passes near there and so no it appears say long balls and I say Donnarumma DBT no say so and a short no so what save percentage in there you can clearly see Robert Sanchez anymore anti yen no fi wona fe yen hwe Chelsea defend amafo ka say Chelsea to me assigning Magui. It is clear say Crystal Palace will sell Magui. Crystal Palace captain Magui clear on beton because Oman Tone and the contract and be run it down. Now amafo ka say if Chelsea is able to add Magui to on my back line now, they will win the league. They will challenge for the league title. Now ultimately Liverpool performance any of the pairing na as a pick ya nessa because not all reliable Magui we a striker and we Magui where Chelsea striker will move the Cologne or Burnley and I Sunderland. Now Liverpool will honma open with Chaluba nefa open with Tosin nefa open with for fun crowd there not say not just a baby the ewu. No, and I want focus say go for Magui nimra because Magui no or left center back. And Kobetima Babe replace Liverpool. Liverpool Kobe 6, 7, 8 months. If Bibia go as planner, or be return on not league name Babe Banaway. Inti, what is Chelsea doing? Why are they not going in for a world class and experienced defender in Branty Ayefreno Magui on in Premier League or a Coban boy or former Chelsea player 40 million there of fame. Why is Chelsea not going for him? Chelsea a defense options no. On fantasy no mon share a defense options no. Chelsea will defend us, Papa. Chelsea would defend us. Ankasa enya asem ketwa nti omo no moda so no. Abrante friend Jare Hatu, Marco Corella, Rhys James, Malo Gusto, Tosin Adorobioyo, Jos Achampong, Aselmino, Liverpool, Chaluba, Ena Badiashe. Branty Ayefreno Fofana and Branty Ayefreno Chiwo they will be free Montino. So Chelsea were enough defenders. Now Chelsea report insiders Ede Bani say Chelsea will not buy any defender, and if Chelsea does not buy any defender, I agree. I don't have any problem with Chelsea not buying any defender because you see it is clear that the team is improving. Team may grow. There is a right atmosphere. And Chelsea, a branch FNO, Josh, a champion, it gives you a lot of hope. He gives a lot of hope. Say, look, going to splash another money for a defender now, and then Liverpool or bar. Yabesa aton another defender there. Let's stick with what we have. Abrante FN Josh Achampono over 19 years. Now, in terms of composure on the ball, reading of the game, he's level above the age. It's Chelsea penny for believe. He said, look, Fofana is ready for the season. Tosin Adarabioyo is ready for the season. There is a massive improvement. Abrante FN Nathaniel Chaloba open experience be a yasimwa. To me, so if it is only about experience, Chaloba is up there. Look, Chaloba ever experience change Abrante FN Magui. Chaloba abo finals at the Ama Chelsea. Chaloba abo enough minutes at the Ama Chelsea. And when Chaloba moved from Chelsea to Air Crystal Palace on loan, it was clear. Say he was their best defender. So that period now was spending on. So if you have a defender like that who can do a job for you, why do you have to spend another money to go and sign another defender? Now Liverpool will not return here. What's that tone? What's that tone? What to another defender? And I say, I don't get it. Why people are so obsessed with a Chelsea and conquer to another defender? Abrante FN Benoit Badiashile. Look, he was bad at some point. All these changes nearby, it appears that he's one player affected. He had an injury, and after all returning, all this coca what Chelsea team coach way back, it really affected him. But Oba for the first 6 months I joined Chelsea team with Abrante FN, Thiago Silva elbow defense everybody called him Rolls Royce. Chelsea team, nobody can pass the ball better than him. Line breaking passes, cutting players on him and passing the ball around those players. He is that good, and he is that player. Or no deputizing Abrante FN Liverpool. And if he can remain consistent, he can also join the fray of improving like all the contemporaries and any teammates for the improve. Maguire is not better than Badiashile. The form no ebetekoi mijitum. But per what he sold to us, or joining Chelsea for now. Na all born obien win the quality. And even after selling Liverpool, they pick from all but anytime you obtain opportunity to play piano. Na oma good performance at the match Chelsea. Na oma good performance at the match Chelsea. It was the last games at the match Chelsea against Esperance 7.2. Or starting 7.2. One ball against Flamingo, one more against Los Angeles. Against Real Betis 7.1. Against Jagaden 7.5. Against Jagaden home and our ball 6.1. Against Legia Warsaw 6.6. Against Legia first leg 7.9. Against Arsenal 6.8. Chelsea winning Arsenal winning 1-0 against Copenhagen 7.4. So you could clearly see that this is a player. He is not as bad as people make it look. If Chelsea said they will not buy any defender, they will rely on Badiashile, they will rely on Tosin and Odobreyo, and they are even allowing Abrante FN Asemino to stick around to do a job maybe in the cup games near there. So no better than building home. Abrante FN a champion man can asem that for Fana. And Abrante FN Gerard Hatu. He was basically a left-footed defender. And Ayas, coach now, and they were moving at the call a Porto, no, a converting into a left back. So he can also do a job there. So if Chelsea is not going to spend any money, I will goalkeeping and defense one man. I don't have any problem. And at the same time, Chelsea believes going to spend 40 million to sign a goalkeeper on a level above, too much level above Sanchez. No. Pendes beba maybe next year or two. Ono betuma baba the long term goalkeeper diama Chelsea. So that is basically it. Of course, Chelsea is not done in the transfer market. Chelsea will want to move on Renato Vieira. Now Dortmund and I emerge as the team to sign him. Hopefully, obe join Dortmund na fi. Bibia so the etumi akoye with Abrante friend no Javi Simons no. Obviously, I'm sure the transfer no will be deadline on side because it appears a game over for Abrante friend Nkunku be joining ABR Leipzig because Nkunku so is looking at say a World Cup here. So Otrata Chelsea one way na France or man friend no. Last World Cup wan Kobe. Euros a omo boy wan Kobe. Enti obehia team a obenya sa platform no I dey abo enough minutes. Now what me are returning to the Blues. Enti returning to RB Leipzig no a possibility. Say obe join Abrante friend no bench word there or no so no maybe it will be the latter stages as na Abrante friend Sterling so the latter stages of the season and then the Sasimo no latter we on here na Saudi ne you know take league na say omo transfers no after we no so these are players on way but Nicholas Jackson there no Newcastle and Chelsea train. And senior Airbus Alexander Isak obe joining Liverpool. I have no doubt. So obe joining Liverpool. Or out here we will get a clearer picture of Nicholas Jackson. Say movie they call Newcastle. And even if say want to me a movie now, I think say relationship need break it down. Relationship between the players camp and Chelsea no and break it down. So in reintegrating him into the team no will not be any problem. And also ne kakra and also if you're ever Benedict share some no.
Okay, into my starting free Robert Sanchez any Donnarumma. Send your kind nini no. I think Chelsea fans no on some time omo we undervalue Robert Sanchez edu baby anemo o share last season in the Premier League we flekina on the third goalkeeper with the highest save percentage in the league. Even though say do games be as Chelsea fans nekas performance no can be na Chelsea lose but my Chelsea fans be brave if say their games are Bournemouth home Vitality Park na big teams in our home colosso. It took Robert Sanchez brilliant to save a penalty from Alvin Nielsen and Sana Chelsea 3 points. So he's a quality goalkeeper but send our kind the problem maybe something because a player no eso suya idea on one kasa mentality or man who say I'm at a big club and I need to show up. So here Chelsea last 10, 11, 12 games before the end of the season. Eddie V Impo area FIFA Club World Cup. Now Timu say he has really developed. Sisi who say yes, I want to be the number 1 at Chelsea. I want to be that goalkeeper. Ese mitimi buama Chelsea timi winning major trophies. And the FIFA Club World Cup best goalkeeper ni adeba kwa mana feel say now no. There is a lot of pressure on me as a goalkeeper to make sure say me handle that post, no making sure say Chelsea benya crucial clean sheet edibeboa. Oshe Donnarumma on the other hand, or a quality goalkeeper. Untimi ni sadi any free so because Italy Euros or Mourinho, he was one of the most main players to get them that particular trophy, no. But Osha, the main problem playing from the back. Born untimimbo into ball Chelsea in the Paris Saint-Germain final and so many years. That would have been a big example and our best example to explain to BBR between these two goalkeepers. Osha on the day Senka Paris Saint-Germain were goalkeeper no suit me ball long accurate balls into the final third of Chelsea hona inka bibia betimi akoyi mom Bernardo Donnarumma ntiminya into mostly na this a Vitinha drop ebe pick ball na ansa no why na dream so betimi try those long balls no inti Robert Sanchez on the other hand even those who try long balls by who the first goal for Chelsea it was through Robert Sanchez brilliant and this our ball on the court towards Gusto and Mendes Gusto timinya. So with these two goalkeepers Chelsea and they are not looking on adding Donnarumma to their setup. I'm okay with it. Fans no panic
with ne salary a week.
Yes, I know so
230,000 euros.
Yes, that is
230,000 euros per week.
So
that's
like
12 million
James.
net. 230.
James, yes, 230, yes. Into the highest paid player of Chelsea and bringing in a new goalkeeper, Babe competes and it will also bring a whole lot of conversations. So I think we should the two goalkeepers are Donnarumma nye ahead BR saying Robert Sanchez. Robert Sanchez and I'm kind it just needs development. So better say and Brighton and Mebo Chelsea. Into me taking decisions now me nyama ye. And I think so with me developers are so going into next season Maresca trusting the pa and I don't think say now there will be any doubt from Maresca on Robert Sanchez and Chelsea fans next one so tell us say Sadia na you can't you need a goalkeeper to win a league, you need a goalkeeper to win a league. And who here? But they do baby a coach in the system and a goalkeeper and a goalkeeper. Edison, we should save Rita 10 billion in Amaseo, but Man City be going into the season on better second or we need the Premier League based on tactics a coach in the ball. There's not a lot of pressure on him. On facing a lot of shots because in 90 minutes City dominated game no omo a lot of shots omo making sure say ball no kuta omo possess ball anymore so the opponent doesn't get enough chance to be able to have a lot of shot towards his goal. Into Robert Sanchez, he's that quality at Chelsea here. The only thing is believe and trusting in him. I think with Kopama, João Pedro, Liam Delap, anymore, they'll be able to get the goals, and Robert Sanchez will be able to keep that clean sheet a bit me aboard Chelsea. Concerning Chelsea defending, I think anyone wakano. There is time as a Chelsea team, as I say, and every time Biana, the solution to a problem, they say but the solution to some of the problem, they say, you give some of the boys chance. More moves wait me proving. We Chelsea that left side now, but they share we had to beat me abo. That is Anselmino to beat me abo. These are three quality players. Now here Anselmino from the Argentinian league or the movie buyer, he was very good on the ball. So line breaking passes I Levi Cole or no suit me but the same thing. The same as Baleshe, the same as Hato. These are three quality players. They can come into the team and perform. And they say Chelsea is to another defender or costume from 50 million to 80 million. I mean, he's now coming in to adapt. Time Ben obey me adapt with the setup or by adapting with the defensive partnership or mbe peno. Ama waiting me a good season. Ebedu one end the badly share one ton. So that is one thing that they need to know because badly share the injury is being stated said the first week of September. Obey okay so bet me abo. So as of now, the only thing at Chelsea here is Enzo Maresca so timid trust two players home a champion quality young centre back. Obey me abo right back, obey me abo left back, obey me abo centre back's position, obey me impo abo as a DM. So these are the qualities of what team and they say Okofa another defender back na Levi Cole ba meaning say between the champion and the Chaloba as a back utimiko. And look at the quality of these two players at Chelsea for this period. So I think say enye bibia na ese o BBC ese ekopo bifufo beshim. Sometimes give the ones our opportunity na bibia etimi esiye. And nam Chaloba Chelsea team obi abeka Thomas Tuchel buy after the Champions League or Mauritania na Chelsea a right center back. And no match Chaloba chance with Timmy boy and that first game of boy or share go Emma Chelsea free or kono and obey a household name Emma Chelsea fans. I think say Chelsea doesn't need to add another centre back or a goalkeeper. Senya we see so no. Now they have the quality. The only thing I say Enzo Maresca making sure and say the tactics are working. The mid of the field is also working. The striking department is working. Saying who in their recent video, in their recent friendlies, or my boy who say Dila be more boy, Ja Pedro Super ball goes. That shows the quality more in the setup. I don't think say adding a new goalkeeper in Donnarumma or adding a new centre back in anybody or more some will make any change in it. With Donnarumma any Man City a name in common course a crime bias so Man City person take away advantage of the opportunity ababe. That leaves the question of Stratford no mukoto for what reason. And they Edison no more some bit major and acquire Magalatesa and rumors now are coolly down. So maybe it's a Donnarumma beba, meaning Edison or Stratford back will movie. It's either say Edison be movie permanently or Stratford would move on loan to another club. I think he will be very disappointed. Because coming to Man City, I think the idea was say we better Edison, you become number one. Ortega and Susan also, meaning City are going to have 4 goalkeepers. At least 2 needs to go, which would be a big problem for Manchester City. But I think if they are to get Donnarumma, it would limit their ball playing from the back. Pep Guardiola, Edison, it's me Bejina, that's the center of the field. It's me distributing balls. And at that long balls last season, it's me to Erling Haaland, Timmy share 4 goals. Edison, 4 assists last season. And in Donnarumma, you wouldn't get that similar type of profile out. So Man City person take it out.
Okay, maybe City is looking at a shot-stopper, somebody who can shoot.
Yes, but also example now.
Who can stop Edison in passing, but
very good.
He's not a good shot-stopper.
But we face a lot of shots in the season.
So maybe, and that is why Pep said. The kind of goals or conceding, yeah. They want a goalkeeper who can bail them out at some point. So if they have a shotstopper, at least so they shot in the break man so back save it keep you in the game. Unlike Edison, ball na do open na to muno. And is it not what he's looking at?
Yeah, that is what he's looking at. Into Obenya a short stopper in Donnarumma, and I think say and Man City a team is very attractive. So I think Donnarumma say Man City to me bought ni pumu say ne ye pese oba na onso be demu maya obetimi akọ. We teams as a now they need goalkeepers Man United and so can. But I think say I don't know if the price tag would really push them to also go, because Man United this season transfer now be based on your approval from the player and sani team akọ bede. So it will be a City Man United maybe to the final day, but as a now Paris Saint-Germain need Donnarumma there. I say, and Senya Nyama Kekakon, even their Super Cup final on the board, his name has been taken out of the squad into own to quite any squad name. That shows a level of the way relationship na could do. So as a now, club you bet me 30 million, 35 Abuerim El Paris Saint-Germain on bet major Donnarumma. So it will depend on Man City, Man United, or Munsu here goalkeeper, or any other team or no Subena James or no Subeti me Abuerim. But I think his quality. Na Ubienya they will get one of the best goalkeepers in the world.
Okay, all right.
Yes, in the ancient transfers, Nimu and Sokakra. Indra, there were rumors on Jack Grealish. So quite biasono. Yeah, Omo Hesse Obetimira Everton. Jack Grealish last season, just one start for Manchester City, which was very, very difficult for a player who put up a good performance. Player Manchester City 100 million. And they a relationship between on Pep Guardiola no. Ajiegu no. Interne wetimi born area Everton. A loan any 50 million option to buy. Manchester City should at least at least half of the money almost spend the Jack Grealish so in some years back. And I think we should Everton team almost build this Siana. Listo another day. Because the front pairing between Beto and Barry, that is as 2 strikers almost going into the season with Jack Grealish performance going to Everton. We shouldn't be surprised say Jack Grealish playing from the left wing position, because he's a player he adores playing. That is the number 10 or the CAM position. And now also England national team he'll be competing with the likes of Cole Palmer, the likes of Jude Bellingham or that position. So to me a good performance at Everton the modern Bobby Timia ko enim. Now the way coach Efeno David Moyes special set up I wouldn't be surprised seeing something similar to Enzo Maresca setup, no, because in a DM in Idris Ganagi, and then or the Juice Briho into about Juice Briho any Jack Grealish as the 8 double 10, you know the type of level of the man up front, and also in DI any McVille and so Munsu a bit me a bomb more. So I think his move to Everton, no, it's a career restart for him, especially in a World Cup season. So bet me a bon homo day, I'ma be me a kuyi. Nay say England almost squad for the World Cup or no so bet me a come. And I think the fans will be happy to welcome him to their new stadium or a marquee signing because it's a new stadium. They are looking at big names coming in and in a shirt sales so so I think it's a good move for Everton a bit me a boy. Savinho Indra in Sem Corso Tottenham Aboy Remene, they are looking at two players, Savinho and also Eberechi Eze. So bet me add them to their setup. So a direct replacement for Human Song and Madison. Madison Epra and a Human Song and so etimi etuna etukwanya US or kwako sina kan ewo. Savinho Manchester City. We a Man City fan e be won say I didn't think a City jai play or motor just a season ago emomoko. Pep Guardiola policy ni we a player na club ba ho na player ni show interest of leaving the likelihood so be ja kwa mo high even though say we are the top player obetimi ja mo akọ because we believe say player na dwen e wo club ni so an performance e kosho but say as onyan obekọ onyan nkwa performance wise no intimi endu that level up inti enye mo ase Tottenham betimi pushi etimi nya Savinho but Man City hwe so mbeja Savinho kwan dia ese Tottenham timi mom at least 50 million ewo. And share the quality in Savinho in the Tottenham setup. He can play from the right, plays from the left, or a very quick on the ball, or a very good crosser of the ball, or a striking ability. So I think say Tottenham Minyana, he'll be a good replacement for Heung-min Song coming into the team to have competition with the likes of Matthew Tell, the likes of Mohamed Kudus, the likes of Brennan Johnson, Kulusevski, to make sure it's a Tottenham team. No, and yes, be a top players, but they are trying to build a team. Going into next season, they can also compete for the Premier League, compete for the Champions League and any other competition or more. On the other side, Eberechi Eze not a release clause of 60 million. And then now some bit me a trigger. But me and trigger may a release clause now expire. Until now, Tottenham have the chance to negotiate with Crystal Palace on how they can get the player. And I think Crystal Palace are willing to sell. And they are willing to sell with the 50 million, 60 million kwa umbeti meja ne kwa amanako because they are looking at the boy no. Ebedu baby no one lucky you wouldn't get enough money you want from him. Inti say if the market is open for us to make enough of him umbeti meja ne kwa amanako. So Tottenham and if you have to get those two players so mutimi yom bottom up to 100 million and I think Daniel Levy amayati as I said this season they are not just bringing in a new coach, but they want to use that Chelsea style of bringing in a new coach, giving him the players he needs to be able to put up a good performance. Because when we say the likes of Paris Saint-Germain the likes of Chelsea into a Musubetimi Abueri more Musubetimi Man City. So mu ton Savino dia fans ne behwe say why no mo de ni bem ababe boa. Na Man City direct replacement for Savino mo hwe some de ne beba a player your friend Rodrigo Goes of Real Madrid. You who said the rumors from the start of the season, even middle of the season, they do baby na onya more gaming time. Emma Xabi Alonso to be with the FIFA Club World Cup omission from the first 11. Ababe standing point and say Obia epe a left winger, a right winger. Rodrigo Goes di ena de ba ko edi kan bo mu first and Sana Obia diaba. Interne Man City he can play from the right wing position. Real Madrid almost 4 seasons and he's also quality on the left wing. Pep Guardiola one player he adores so much. Say 2-3 seasons ago, always he was being linked with Manchester City. And if the player were a coach, he understands his game, he understands the level of football. No Rodrigo Goes special boy and obey me be more. Osha he's a quality player. Bobo nache, but the age adebako warfare. Interne so to me Man City team no he'll get a chance to start and also be that key player. And I think goes there. Adebako Rodrigo Goes edema ewo intino Man City behe so beton Savinho na ometimi nyiska kakra they can add up and get Rodrigo Goes Pep Guardiola add mine year and you'll be one quality player coming into the season. This to one person ewura Bournemouth kakra na me pese virus e de Bournemouth for we artwork in to so mama ni enhwe omo players omo backline last season na backline na omo the ball last season no players sen e na aka na ska sen po na Bournemouth etimi enya e na den omo ye especially going into a season they performed so well. They had one of their best points ever in the Premier League in last season bibia ko ye intene say virus the better so amamia na yenhwe senia ekọ ewo ho ema Bournemouth yenhwe omo last game omo boy in the Premier League omo lineup omo put up na afide a share this season performance saying eno mbetimi adanedi ama bibia ko ye ewo ho omo last game omo boy in the Premier League players started omo back line no Kekes a ball from the left back position and Kepa Arrizabalaga and a da po nimu emaom. Kepa Arrizabalaga da po nimu maom and player feno Dean Hawson ensu etimejine mu ebobi in the center back or ne Zabanye and etimejina or a boy. Intino with Bournemouth squad no the start and Araujo and a ball that is the right back position mom into their last game on boy against Manchester City in the Premier League. Now their back line in Kepa, Araujo, Zabani, Dean Hawson, and a Kekes and a ball that back five no Emma into a say picture now already na virus at the better so amamia into list to Osha no back five no emu four ni and now coach and a jinahui unse ni se gunitia na eche se nyama ya aje eguano no Kepa ene wetimi ajoin Arsenal no alone no buy or joining Arsenal at Chelsea enya 5 million free mu o share Dean Hawson and also join Real Madrid with a 50 million transfer munsu timi nya 50 million free o Zabani enso ene was signing am Paris Saint-Germain on also 60 million package and munsu timi nya into share Dean Hawson and Zabani o menya 110 free o Kekes enso join Liverpool another 35 million and so ebe count any okomu three boma they are in a range of 150 million in selling their back three out of 4 ntaka Araujo pe and assist your club num na ene obi be bisa se Bournemouth going into the season what on of four center defenders what on mu three into going into the season then no more and I think say it will be a big problem for them and they say Osha relegation battle meka o maka ho because last season not those say they were scoring from where your friend is saying Ghana near brand your friend is Semenyo we Otega and we Watara mo any your friend saying any other players are no Munsu Bogos anymore but the defense was very very solid. The likes of Kekes, the likes of Dean Hawson, the likes of Sabani, they were keeping the back line very solid. And into the likes of Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, they struggled to score 2 or more goals at Bournemouth home Vitality Stadium. Into a neomaton, a move 4. Now, Omakwakofa Diaby, Ababe joining squad no 35 million transfer on my into and going into the season Senesi any Diaby and the best started as their center back pairing but I think say Senesi has been very poor for the past season. Obi o share Bournemouth against Man United in the summer series game no be who the way are with Rasmus Højlund a battle hono timinya that goal na Senesi wasn't closer to Rasmus Højlund so I think that they need to replace these players with quality and they metimenya 150 so mutimi the emu 7 tempo epe quality replace here they can at least achieve that same spot or more achieve in the league and yes idea I don't see them getting that same position by the battling relegation with the likes of newly promoted side of Maba but I think they've done good business and they a young club getting 150 million where players moves no me move here. These are quality clubs. Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid, Liverpool. These clubs about players one meaning say what be really a good system or quality players are they want to also come and take and also improve their squad. Interne so mbeti me the Diaby, etimi buy into their setup, get another left back, get maybe another center back to come in and partner with Diaby. I think Bibia betimi akoye but Bournemouth mebo mabaso with the transfer business on my year, especially this window and also making sure say going on the likes of Semenyo, the likes of Ivan Nelson mo, the likes of Watara mo and also Clivert mo, they would also get good money for them if the opportunity bad, they'll be able to sell them and make extra cash and so
okay. Eguswati inkunyaso ayehwe se bibia bekoya wo hwe Champions League games na na matches ni bi wo ho
yes
Karabakh ene Tetovo ene ebo kopie gani mamu Pafos ene Dynamo Kiev, Victoria Prison ene Rangers, Ferencvaros ene Ludogorets, saso ena Slovan Bratislava, amone Karat Almaty for ne nebo, ena Krevna Zvezda ene Lech Poznan ena ebo. Uko Europa League nama Sherborne FC ene HNK Rijeka enso ena ebo. Nti enhwe sa games we na fe. Yeah.
We share Champions League playoffs na ekoso na. Yena won so bi ho hu big team bia this is a playoffs a ombebo. Champions League draw na nkasa beye in September league ne ebe sha ase ama bibie timi akoyi.
We're third round.
Yes, nti omo bobo ba nti ne ba bedu kakra ombeba be join we. We share the teams e wo ha. These are quality teams on performance e wo. And one game so bia any kon this Fenerbahce any final game ebekoso. These are two quality teams about the Champions League omabo ache and they've been able to get themselves into the competition and they baako betimi abo ewem na baako nso entimi embo ewem. History back Fenerbahce on this game. On the last 4 meetings Fenerbahce winning 2-1 ended in a draw and a final then so winning baako. Their last game omo boy was in the Champions League playoffs Fenerbahce qualifying Fenerbahce winning 2-1 so any final we need 2-1 and bibia of Fenerbahce side playing at home can they qualify in this year's Champions League. Last season they missed out, so this season everything is on their hands and they at home with the likes of John Duran, with the likes of your friend is saying Jose Mourinho being in charge, Fred and also Amrabat, they can perform so well and get that particular win. This will be one crucial game going into the Champions League qualification. The another game I mentioned, Victoria Pleasing and Rangers. These are also two quality teams. Victoria Pleasing, the problem, especially this season, and are playing in this competition here, they are not able to keep clean sheet. We're starting a leg, so still are on team keep clean sheet. Into 10 games our bono on team keep clean sheet war. Ocean the last game against Rangers in the first league. Rangers equal 3-0 home. In 10 years, so team share at least a 3 goal or a 4 goals to be able to qualify. Rangers in the last 12 games our ball in all competitions, including their last 3 games our ball in their league opening on lose here. So this is a good game for Rangers. Or more form here, especially compared to Victoria Pleasing. This will be one game as will be come MYBET.AFRICA. Me too say Rangers, they are likely to qualify. Goes baby because they want to go and defend and make sure say in the first half, second half they don't get to concede more. In the first half, it is a Rangers win or draw or under 1.5 MYBET.AFRICA. Share Benfica and so any OJ needs. And it's also one game at Benfica. It me we need 2-0 away. So meaning they are playing at home. Everything back here saying they so mutimi bought home. Benfica in their last 3 meetings with Nice on lose here. So and then at home they are going to put up a good performance. In himself after the FIFA Club World Cup defeat to Chelsea, Omaba ebe winning against Fenerbahce, or share Sporting, and they share OJ Nice. In their last 3 games, Wabawa conceded just 2 goals, and that 2 goals came from Fenerbahce. And they in their last 2 recent games, on Team Lucia, that shows the quality. They call especially to their Champions League qualification stage. I'm tipping Benfica to win on the night and also make sure say Ombetimia pick 1 or 2 goals, especially playing at home. Until we hear the Champions League games, there are some quality games. Of course, you hear the Europa and now the Conference League in so our boss, and almost games there are some quality games. Almost a bit me abom home. So I'm tipping and we are going to get a lot of goals from the qualifications in the Champions League. 1.5. We share previous games, of course, there were a lot of 1.5. And MYBET.AFRICA 1.5 over 2.5. Their selected games are also a bit more fiscal. MYBET.AFRICA.
Okay, into MYBET.AFRICA. Into Momodiana joining na fe bibia nso no entumi enkoye honum. But ube share code ni bia.
Yes. Code ni every time they are available.
And any bubo somo
na ahwe fo nso ntimi. Nti joining MYBET.AFRICA on platform send any new di nkomo fa on platform ni dey FAE. My time bia me catch say nkotwa bet obi bia ene ubedi no yesi e grand audit ya delete bet ni nyama bebe MYBET.AFRICA omo ba Ghana almost getting to 12 years ni bibia ededin Ghanaian owned company nti ene so betwa bet ho na metufo so betimi twa bet nti for selections we now so ede twa bet on MYBET.AFRICA 5 odds ene games e koso Real Madrid any WSG for Real Madrid win or draw over 3.5 ho we Grasshoppers any Bayern Munich a friendly game Bayern Munich game no me call over 3.5 nso Inter Milan any Moza game on bebo and Inter Milan win and so and Napoli any Olympiacos friendly Napoli straight win code no PRHY MYBET.AFRICA uboshe bet booking no ma unso betimi etwa bi so wo shop nso na wotie a ukọ utro code no PRHY ema cashier na ono nso betimi etwa bet slip we ama for selected teams with bet builder option into amemwa edu ama na edu 5 odds o the 10 cd 100 cds 200 cds style here o 500 or 1000 be there unso betimi afa MYBET.AFRICA
right MYBET.AFRICA nti bomode na join na afi bibia nso no enye de entumi enkoye honom ayi ohwe Karabakh any Tetova Karabakh home win Copenhagen home win Fenerbahce ne fa no over 2.5 Pafos any Dynamo Kiev away go Victoria Plzen Rangers away go Club Brugge any Salzburg Corners over 7.5 Corners Ferencváros any Ludogorets over 1.5 and Slovan Bratislava any Kaira Almaty Slovan Bratislava home win or draw Benfica ni Nice Benfica home win and Crvena Zvezda any Lech Poznan and also Crvena Zvezda win either half and Sherborne FC any HNK Rijeka HNK Rijeka away go honum and also memedi no nti de wo bibi wo bi ma na yenye we na ne yenso le so na de idea
yes we latest transfer by ne Galatasaray Abueri momone Edison di nkomo because we say Manchester City and Adrian said Donnarumma on Beko Fontino they want to take advantage of that opportunity and get Edison. Now Edison one of their main targets from the start of the season and no more they need that quality goalkeeper who can play from the back and also help with long balls and they say Edison to ball long ball to the likes of Haaland Moa Omunyana, he can also distribute those balls to the likes of Victor Osimhen and a friend is saying Icardi. There are conversations going on the player side. I think say as of now, personal terms ain't a problem. Edison from the start of last season, no energy so free Man City when the Saudi moves Eborium and so Timnya Galatasaray, a Champions League team, he would like to also join them and also put a good performance into Man City. Chain boko say Galatasaray they do first bid beba then from there they can also tackle the Donnarumma issue. Say now Pep Guardiola needs a short stopper and then say before the end of this month the likes of Donnarumma ebetimi joining Manchester City and also Edison would move to Galatasaray that Bibia and so betimi akoso ewo
right iti nyame adoma na adom no dum ya ochina ye ba be hia na fi de akache ne nyina yetumi ede abrawo medin the list to oti Benedict nka branch ye friend no virus and extreme show no yakra mo